Many people are hesitant to book a Disney vacation as of now. Whether it's the rising cost that seems to be always on the forefront of people's mind, the decisions that the Disney company is doing outside of the parks that maybe go against people's personal views, or it's been a bad taste in their mouth from a past experience that they've had at the parks, or a big one, which kind of happened this year, the announcement of Epic Universe in Universal Orlando. With the amount of things going against Disney at this point, it's no shock that most people are scared to go. I would be too if I didn't do my research, and I didn't stay up to date on what's going on in the parks. I would be very hesitant to book something without any good news coming my way, or at least it seems like it's not. But don't worry, here I am, your knight in shining armor, and I'm about to give you as much good news as I possibly can. Let's get into it.
To all those that come to this happy place, welcome.
Well, good morning, and welcome back to Happy Place Studios. It's currently 37 degrees outside, which means it's 37 degrees inside my office, so it's freezing. This is also the fourth time I've tried to do this video. Don't want to talk about it too much, but a couple times I forgot to press record. One time I faced the camera the wrong way, meaning I was doing the front-facing camera instead of the rear-facing camera one, like now. And let me make sure. Oh yeah, we're recording, and it's on the right way this time. Last night was a doozy, so I tried to record this. Stayed up through like 10:30, 11. And then River, my 6-month-old boy, decided to basically just not sleep last night. My wife and I probably got collective an hour and a half of sleep total. So, a little tired. I'm going to get through this video as best as I can and make sure that it's still the best content out there for you guys, that you're going to get something beneficial from this. So, what are we talking about today? Let me actually get into the video. Sorry, I think I'm dying. My body's telling me I need to go back to bed. Why the Walt Disney parks are still the best parks to go to in 2024, specifically Disney World. But I have broken down my 5 pillars of theme parks and how this basically rounds out that Disney ends up being the best park to go to in 2024 and for family vacations. Actually, I'll list them out in 5 first. So number 1 will be tells the best story. 2 is the service. 3 is the employees, specifically to Disney, the cast members. 4, who can sell the best. And number 5 is a total complete package. So let's break it down. Again, I've done this. This is my 4th time. So I hope I get through this video without really a hiccup, and maybe I won't have to edit as much, which would be fantastic. So, number 1 tells the best story. Disney is second to none when it comes to their storytelling and their storytelling efforts. Specifically in the theme parks, no one does it better than them. It might change in the next year and a half with Epic Universe opening up, but again, as a complete package, which I'll round out number 5, Universal is still going to have a hard time to compete in that market, in my opinion. Epic Universe will be crazy, but as a cohesive unit, the storytelling, I'm not sure will still be there. It's still going to be a very much Universal thrill theme park, just with more immersive capabilities. So I'm excited to see what it is, like how it goes, what it's going to be like in person. But I still think it's going to be hard to compete with that storytelling efforts of Disney. So, how does this work? Disney, from the second that you step foot on their Disney World property, which is 43 square miles, you can instantly tell that there's a difference compared to anywhere else around them. So, the roads are pristine. The transportation system runs smoothly. How you get to and from places on Disney property is kind of second to none. Like, Disney runs their stuff so efficiently that it's crazy to think that the rest of the world can't learn from that. Like, geez, imagine if your hometown was ran like Disney World. It'd be crazy. It'd be amazing because it's insane. But we step foot into the park. From the second that you step foot in the park, you go through those gates of any of those parks. Disney tells the story right away, from minor details, from like how bricks are laid to the biggest thing as such as the castle or spaceship Earth. Forced perspective helps tell the story of where your eyes need to go. Lands that are divisive to themselves, meaning that you cannot see into other lands, such as like if I'm in Fantasyland, I'm not going to see in Adventureland. If I'm in Adventureland, I'm not going to see into Tomorrowland. Like Disney does this so well, and I think Epic Universe is going to play on that as well. But still, I think it's just going to be crazy to know that someone else out there is trying to compete at that level, and Disney has been doing it for so long. Now, not only is it divisive from land to land, but Disney does this park to park. So take Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Tower of Terror can visibly be seen in Epcot. So Disney, instead of what probably most other people would go, is like, they're probably not going to notice it. And it's true. Most people would not know or really pay attention that, oh, I can see Hollywood Studios Tower of Terror in Epcot. Disney goes, no, even though it's a small detail, I need to make sure that it blends with Epcot. Like, they have made that forced perspective, seeing that as Tower of Terror in the distance in a whole other park is part of the decorative buildings inside of Epcot. So it's crazy that they think of those details in so high fashion. So yeah, and it's not just like, oh, how is the park designed? It's also the smells, the sound. Like Disney does it better than anyone. Let's get into number 2, service. The cast members provide a service that I would say is up there with like, well, probably higher, but it's just like, think of Chick-fil-A. Like everyone knows that Chick-fil-A has the best service in the industry. Disney has the best service when it comes to theme park. And it's specific to the cast members. Like the cast members are gold, and you will hear me say this probably a couple times, is that Disney has been number one for so long, not just because they tell a great story, but their service to the, not just the family, but to every single person that steps foot into the park. They are expected to have magical moments and make this trip something magical that people just would never imagine that you would get at a theme park. So if something goes wrong, cast members go out of their way to try to make something better of a situation. They'll help people if they're in need. Cast members make the trip, and I don't think people realize that enough. And a lot of times, like you hear bad things, like people like mistreat or say things bad to cast members. It's like, please be nice to your cast members. If you're nice to them, they'll be extremely nice to you, and they will make things happen for you that you would just never imagine. All right, number 3. This is cast members' dedication to story or service, or the show must go on. Disney's cast members take a step above and beyond where most people that work for a company are willing to go. And what do I mean by that? If you go watch this show and any one of these, like you will see that cast members almost, you would think how much dedication they put into their job as if they were the CEO or the owner of the company, of Disney. Like they are so driven to make sure that the guest experience is second to none every single day. And that is from like the lowest of low to the highest of high and everything in between when it comes to cast members in the park, that they want to make sure that families and guests coming into the park have such a wonderful experience that they're going to talk about it. They're going to tell it to their friends, and their friends will tell it to them. And it's like, you just don't get that very often, and definitely not in theme parks. Like most of the time it's ran by kids or like people on the attraction you can tell are just younger. But even in Disney, like these cast members make sure that your trip is amazing. I would go watch, just like I said, go watch that video on Disney Plus, but go watch the holiday decoration um, show on Disney Plus. I think it's one episode or so, and it may be like an hour, and it's them transforming the park from Halloween to Christmas in a single night. Why I'm telling you to do that, it's because you can see the effort that these individuals put in to make sure that in a single night the holiday changes, and it's not because oh it's cool to see the guest's face from day to day that something magical has truly happened on property, and it's all because of them. It's crazy. Like, these people are amazing, like truly amazing individuals, and you would highly believe that the only people on this planet that are willing to put so much effort into a company are the people that own it. All right, number 4 sells the best. Disney by far sells the best. And it's not just because they're great storytellers. I think because they're great storytellers, they can sell more than most. But when it comes to their marketing alone, it's crazy how intentional their marketing can be and how it really pulls at the heartstrings of people that see or listen to this marketing. So, what do they sell? They sell the idea of reliving or revisiting your childhood. And if you are a child, it's selling the perfect family vacation to the family. Like, the idea of this pure wonder and imagination that everyone will get to experience because Disney offers something better than most. Like, if you see a marketing ad, like it's on YouTube or on TV, like, we know that it's a Disney ad. Like, I think realistically, the only thing Universal kind of competes with either their storytelling or their selling, is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Like, their forced perspective of when you're in the park and the immersiveness of Wizarding World of Harry Potter is amazing. And I say it's right on par with what Disney does in their storytelling. But the rest of the park lacks that. Bringing it forward where they're marketing, like Disney makes sure that they have tested the human psyche in and of itself. Like, what are all the senses that we can pull on, and how are we going to make it happen? They're like, all right, these tones for music make people think this. These sights make people think this. And when you see a Disney ad, like, you are instantly brought into that first time or the last time that you were in Disney, where it's like you're stepping through the gates and like you just feel this like wonder bliss, this giddiness of going to Disney. And if you've never been to Disney, doesn't matter how expensive it is, you immediately go, I need to go there. Like, I want to be there no matter the cost. Like, at some point, I'm going to be there someday. So Disney has the best marketing for their theme parks compared to anybody else. Now, number 5, a complete package. And what do I mean by this? It's not just like, oh, they have a theme park, they have a couple theme parks, they have Disney Springs, or like Universal has City Walk, and they have restaurants, they have this and that. It's not that. The complete package is everything I've listed above. Like, they sell the best, their cast members or their employees are amazing, their service is second to none, and then who tells the best story? That collective makes the Disney parks the best. Like, no one comes into even close, and I would say even in the near future, over the next like 2 to 5 years, I don't think anyone really competes consistently on a complete package and a cohesive unit for their parks like Disney does. Like, Epic Universe will be amazing, which is, I cannot wait. I am so excited for. But the complete package that Disney has to offer compared to Universal, I just don't see where it's going to make long-lasting effects over the course of 2 to 5 years. Like, it's going to be popping initially in the first year or two, But Disney, I think, will learn from the mistake and they will implement more things into the park to have things more consistently coming out. I don't think we get a fifth gate, but we're going to get more expansions within the park, such as Galaxy's Edge and like Avatar, things along those lines. So I think overall, 2024, Disney is still the best theme park, the best park to go to for family vacations. And that might be a hot take. You might not believe that, but the complete package Disney has to offer, no one beats, at least currently. I think if you disagree, I want to know why, because it could be a couple of things. Either you've had a bad experience going to Disney World, and maybe it was your first time, or you've never been, and it seems very overwhelming. Maybe I didn't do enough research when I went to Disney the first time, or it cost too much. Like, those views happen all the time, and I think where a lot of people go wrong is that they don't do enough research or they don't get help, like proper help. Like, if it's your first time going to Disney, or maybe like your first couple of times, get a Disney travel agent. They don't cost anything, and they're going to make the entire experience a lot easier on you. If if cost is a problem, chances are what you don't realize is that Universal is just as expensive. Like, I priced it out. They're pretty much the exact same. Why Disney ends up being more is because Disney has double the options, so you stay longer, so you spend more. Like, Universal has 2 theme parks. Disney has 4. We're not counting water parks. So it's like you're staying double as long, so you're going to spend double the cost compared to Universal. Even Universal's Fast Pass or Lightning Lane is actually more expensive than Disney. The restaurant costs are all roughly about the same. Disney has some more expensive items or restaurants than that Universal has to offer, but everything else is pretty much standard. Like, the prices are all roughly the same, from the tickets to the hotels. Like, they're all expensive. If you feel overwhelmed, please go watch more videos. Go learn more about the Disney parks. It's not just Disney. Like, almost any theme park that you go to today, the amount of tier systems that they have to offer for different experiences for guests, like, you have to do your research. If not, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be hit with price tags that you weren't expecting. So do your best to research. I know it's a vacation. You're like, I shouldn't have to do that and everything. But if you want to go to Disney and you want to go to Universal, like, you're going to have to do that. Like, you're going to have to learn what these parks have to offer and what you're going to be interested in and how to take advantage of them so you don't get hit with price tags that you just weren't expecting. So yeah, I think that's a great place to end. Disney, in my opinion, is the best theme park to go to in 2024. If you like that, please like, comment, subscribe. That would be great. Or at least just go watch another video. I'll have one on screen somewhere around here. But for now, guys, go out, be you, be great, and I'll see you in the next one.